I'm working on an interesting project today. It's a display strap with 13 bells, but the bells are pretty unusual. This one is probably from the late 1700s. It's a really interesting bell. I think it's probably British. And you can see a hammer, blacksmith's hammer on it. It's a real unique. I've never seen a design quite like that. The fourth bell up is one that I think dates probably to about the same era, the late 1700s, and it's also probably British, and it has sort of an interesting starburst design over the top of it. Going up the hill toward the larger bells, I have a bell with an ES on the top of it. And that's another British bell from Edwin's cellars. And I think that's probably turn of the 1700s to 1800s. Above it is a North American bell with a B and L, and then a size marking of 4 on the top. It's a little darker color. That's just the way the bells are sometimes. And the B and L stands for Belden and Lee. The bell above it is another North American bell with an HB on it, which stands for Hiram or Hubbard Barton. These two brothers made sleigh bells in East Hampton, Connecticut, back around in the early 1800s. And they were the sons of William Barton, who was one of the kind of instrumental bell makers in that area during that time. Above it, I have 4 bells, 2 of which you see here, with an elaborate RW marking on it. And these bells are from Robert Wells or his sons, and they were made in the late 1700s and early 1800s, again in the UK, in England. Very interesting bells, and they're huge. Above that, I have not installed yet, is another Edwin Sellers bell. It's beautiful. It's got a little scallop design on the top, and then it's got the elaborate initials, E for Edwin and S for Sellers. Another UK bell. One of the interesting things about these really large bells is they also have really large shanks. So I will show you here in a minute how I plan to install these. Don't normally see shanks quite this large. This one's easily an inch across from side to side. And it has a center hole to match. It's been well worn on top of that. So you see that the little divot closest to my thumb. That's actually a wear mark that was from long use. And when you think about this as late 1700s, early 1800s, it's a long time. And it's a heavy bell too, so it would wear more. I have 2 other Robert Wells bells yet to install.